Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious Matthias, as you already know, and I am doing a sit-down video that I haven't done in a long time. So a lot of people asked me on Instagram, on my WhatsApp, after I posted my travel vlog about the process, even here on YouTube, right, about my whole travel process. The question I was asked at immigration and the documents I used and all the stuff. They also asked me about my visa application and that one, but I decided to make this video in two parts, right? The first part is me explaining my travel process, the questions I was asked, the immigration process, the whole, from traveling down to when I got to Canada. And then the second part will be me explaining my visa application process, because I can't put them all in one video. It's going to be hella long. So I just have to separate it like that, and so you don't get bored of me talking. You cannot get bored of me talking. Hello? Okay, first things first is the documents, right? Before you travel, after you've booked your flight, blah, 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 you need to arrange your documents. And you arrange it and keep it in a position where it is easily accessible, right? Most of us, usually, you have your hand luggage, you have your carry-on, you have your boxes, like the luggage is the one that you're sending out, the one you're not going with, right? Make sure that those documents are in a file. They are put in one place and it's best recommended to put it in your carry-on. Either is a school bag or a handbag, right? So that it can be easily accessible, because at any point in time, they can actually, anybody anywhere can stop you and be like, where's this document? Where's that document? And you don't need to start delaying or scattering through your bags. No, you just need to know that this is exactly where it is. You bring it out and you show them, right? That's that. So when it was time for my travel, the travel day and all of that, I went into the airport. I used the airport in Abuja, and I had to go through, I don't know if it's immigration that they call them, but I had to go through the whole check-in process and all of that. And mind you, when they're requesting for these documents, give me this, give me that, asking you any question, you need to be firm. You need to show that you know what you're doing. You don't need to start acting scared or because they might think that you don't know what you're doing. So I went through that whole process to get my pass. I printed out every single document I have. So I forgot to tell, as you're packing those documents, you have to have them in paper, print every single one of them. Some people usually be like, oh no, I can arrange them in my phone, when they call me or whatever, when they ask for this, I'll just bring out the file and show them. No, most of them they don't even want to know what kind of phone you're using. They don't want to go through your phone. So just simple, print everything out, put them in a file, and then show them. So I also printed out my flight ticket and gave them my flight ticket. They confirmed. They asked me questions. This was here in Abuja, right? They asked me questions like, what school are you going to? What's the final destination? What year? When is your school beginning? Stuff like that. Some of them won't ask you, but some of them would ask you. And when they're looking at your document, they're like, what school are you going to? What year is your course? What's the name of your course still? In Abuja, in Nigeria here. So everyone is usually focused on Canada, right? But just know that they also ask questions most times here in Nigeria before you leave. So once you've gotten your travel pass and everything, they obviously have to pass it, because it's usually a connecting flight to Canada. I don't think I've ever seen a straight way flight to Canada. So you obviously have your double passes, blah blah blah, and then you travel, right? You land in the first place, either Frankfurt or Egypt or Qatar or USA, wherever you're landing in, right? When you land, you check. There's usually this I think, is it a screen or something that shows every flight and the time, the gate, and all of that for your next flight. So you see, when you come in, just follow the crowd, right? So you see everybody going and then standing and looking at the screen. So you need to look at the screen. As you're looking at the screen, checking your, what do you call it, your pass, for the connecting flight. So you check it so that you can know your gate number. Gate number, that's the gate where you're going to proceed from, you're going to board from, right? So you check all this, make sure, and if you don't know anything, please ask questions, because it happened to me. Even after asking questions, I went to the wrong gate. But luckily for me, I had like 8 hours layover. So after like 2 or 3 hours or thereabouts, I was like, I'm seeing Air Canada here, but I didn't use Air Canada. I used Lufthansa. And then I asked someone. The person was like, oh, I don't really know. And then I made 2 attempts to go to the check-in place, and they kept on telling me, oh, we are closed. We're not open yet. We'll open by 8. We'll open by this. We'll open by that. So I had to wait for them to start checking in, right? Because most of them, you don't have to come on to them too strong. So I went back again, and then I was like, she was like, oh, don't worry, check. Sit down with the start. When we start checking in, you get in the line. And I was like, no, but I have a very important question to ask. I showed them my connecting flight, and I'm like, I'm seeing Air Canada here, and I'm going through Lufthansa. I'm going to Canada to Toronto. And she was like, oh, no, this is not your gate. And I was like, wow. So she brought her phone. I think she has an app or something, and then she checked and told me my gate number and all that. So I went to my gate, and I was very lucky because I still had like 4 hours ahead or thereabout. So when I got to my gate, I still asked questions again to confirm, because he just told me, I didn't see it anywhere. So I had to ask again to confirm that, oh, this is truly my gate number. So make sure you do ask questions so that you don't fall in the wrong place. So after your whole process from wherever your connecting flight is to Toronto, you arrive, right? You still have to like follow the crowd, and then when you keep going, you keep seeing there's a signboard on top that writes arrival check-in, and then departures this way, arrival check-in this way. Like there's a signboard there, there's a sign, it's very clear, and then you keep following. And besides, it's not going to be that difficult because you're following crowd while you're looking at the signs. So the first place that you'd go to is, they call it the declaration port, right? It has this device where you like scan your passport, and then it brings out your details. This is for like your luggages or stuff like that. But before then, right, this happens in 2 ways. It's either you download the ArriveCan. It's an app that you download, and then you fill in your details 72 hours. Yeah, 72 hours before your travel date. You fill in those details 72 hours before your travel date, so that they can, according to them, they said so that they can review your documents prior to your arrival. So you fill in everything according to what they ask you to do, but just know that it must be done. They even when you download the app and you start filling in the form, they'll show you there like the date, that it has to be 3 days before. So you fill in that one. And if you've done that ArriveCan, like if you do fill in the ArriveCan before traveling, the process for the declaration port is going to be simpler for you. The only thing you need to do is to go there, scan your passport, then it confirms that you're the one. It takes a picture of you where you take off any cap, any other accessories around your face, and then it takes a picture and then confirms you're the one. And before you know it prints out a paper. I think you have to like click, okay, yeah, it asks you to confirm if everything that you filled in is accurate. You can go ahead to confirm. If you're very sure, then you click OK. It prints out a paper for you, and then you're moving over to the next step. But if you didn't use the ArriveCan at all, I think, because when I went there, I used the ArriveCan, right? But I was walking alongside with someone who didn't use it. So his own is that whatever you did in the ArriveCan, they'll ask you a list of questions. In that declaration port is a machine. You scan your passport first, and then they start asking you questions. All those questions are questions that they will ask you in your ArriveCan. So they start asking you questions, and then you start filling it. And note, you're the only one that can answer your questions, and I don't think anyone can help you do that. So you just fill in all those things yourself, and then it prints your paper. The only thing is that it's easier when you filled in with ArriveCan, so that you can just scan and then print out your paper, take a picture, and then you're out to the next level. So after you've done the whole declaration part, the next thing is to pass through immigration to get your study permit, right? So it's another long ass queue, Mind you, the declaration, there is a queue, so that you don't go there expecting, you're just gonna walk in there. No, there is a queue. There are a lot of people that are coming into Canada, both for visits, both PR, both students, and a lot of things, even work visas. So there are a lot of people that are coming into Canada with different purposes, and the line is going to be long. It's going to be a full house, and the devices that are being used, you have to wait till this person is done before it gets to your turn. So when you're done with the declaration, just know that you're going to get into another much longer line. I didn't know this, and I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, and I've not eaten. Like, I was very hungry, but I didn't have a choice. Like, you have to go through that line, because that is the only way you're going to get your study permit, right? So you go through the line, you wait till it's your turn. Mind you, when you're walking, all your documents should be in your hand. Don't keep it in your bag and be like, oh, when I get there, I'll just bring everything out, and they're just asking me, I'll be bringing it. No, hold everything in your hand, so that once they start asking you, bring this, you bring it, bring this, you bring it, right? So I walked through, like, together with everybody in the line, and we got to the immigration part. So when it was getting close to my turn, at least now I could hear some conversations between some arrivees, or whatever they call them, and the immigration officers. I could hear some conversation, and you need to listen. You need to listen, because you might actually not pack a particular document, or forget to be with a particular document, and they're asking questions like, do you have this? Or they ask someone else, oh, bring this particular thing, or do you have this particular thing, or where is this? And in your head, you're like, oh, you just quickly scan through the ones you're with to confirm if I'm with it or not. If you're not with it, you should have enough time to get it before you get to that place, because not everybody's story would be your story. They might ignore this person, they will not ignore you, trust me. So when it got to my turn, right, after I'd already listened to what they asked some people that were before me, when it got to my turn, luckily for me, my case was very simple. So because I saw them asking people questions, they asked questions like, first of all, they'll ask you for your acceptance letter, your receipt of payment. Have you paid your tuition? Yes, we need proof. So you give them a receipt of payment. And note, before you come into Canada, it's even advisable to have paid your tuition in full. Because when it happened, I saw someone that they asked if he has paid his tuition, and the officer was like, oh, I can see that you paid half of it. And he was like, yeah, I'll pay the other one, blah blah blah. And then they asked him for proof of funds. You can now imagine how it is. It's like you paid half, right? They want to confirm that you can pay the rest. They want to confirm that you can actually pay the rest. So then they now ask you for proof of funds. But if you've paid everything in full, they might ask you, but just know that they might not really ask you, because I mean, you've paid in full. What else do they want to like check out? So you just make sure that you paid your tuition in full. So they'll ask you for, I said, your admission letter, your receipt of payment. Then they'll ask you for, there's this letter we are always giving, introduction letter, whenever we are receiving. Once it comes along with your stamped passport, yeah. So when they give it to you, always keep it. That's even very important. So that one is, I think, is one of the most important documents to hold. Every document is important, but that is like one of the most important documents. So they will ask you for your letter of introduction. It's boldly written in it, and then you give it to them. So there's this thing, like, some people ask for some kind of health confirmation or something. I know that I had received my COVID vaccine, even though it was not necessary. I had already done all the stuff prior to that, right? So I just went to my COVID vaccination certificate, my card, so that in case they ask me, oh, have you done your COVID, blah blah blah, I'll prove that one. Some people, I saw some people with yellow card. I think is when you go to the hospital and then, like, is it their health declaration or something like that. So it's either you have the COVID card or yellow card or whatnot. So some people, they ask them for it. And another thing I noticed in that place is that your next question determines your current answer. You might like answer something and they're like, they ask you something else depending on that, and it depends on the person. So remember what I said, everybody's story is different. I had a very easy pass. I was only asked, he looked at my documents, right, and he was like, oh, I can see you're going to was like, yeah. I was like, have you paid your tuition? I was like, yes, in full. And that was it. Trust me, I was shocked because I already prepared, like mentally prepared to like answer every single question they were ready to throw at me. I already even had my address where I was going to, like I had it written somewhere so that I don't start browsing or checking my phone. Oh, where is it? No, I had everything like extremely prepared so that when they're asking me, I'll be answering everything in confidence. You get? But I was surprised at the end of the day. I was just asked, have you paid your tuition in full? Have you paid your tuition? And I was like, yes, in full. I'm like, before you know it, stamped, brought my this thing, and I even asked when he gave me my study permit. I was like, is that all? He was like, yeah, sure, you can go now. I was like, okay, thank you. And I left. And in my head I was like, okay, I had a whole preparation or presentation to, you know, give to these people. But I'm so grateful, like, and happy that I wasn't asked all that. Like, I mean, I literally saw some people before me being in hot seats. Like, they were throwing questions at them. They'll ask this, they'll ask this, they'll be scratching through their documents, they're bringing out these people, they're bringing all those kind of stuff. And when it got to my turn, I was like, it was a smooth ride. So just know that you, in as much as I had a smooth ride, you personally have to be prepared because you don't know who is going to interview you, you don't know who's going to ask you questions and all that, right? And I noticed, like, there's this major thing I noticed when they ask people, oh, you're here on a student visa, they're like, yeah, are you gonna go back to your country after schooling? Okay, yes, you're going back because you're on a student visa. Why would you be like, oh no, I'm not gonna go back, I'm going to like look for a better future from there? You are going back. Just answer, you are going back because it's a student visa. You're not giving a permanent residency, you're not giving a work visa, you're giving a student visa, meaning after your program you go back. So don't put yourself in problems. Simple. Oh yes, after my student whatever, you go back. That's the right thing for you to do. That's the right thing for you to say. You go back after your whatever. So wait, let me check, is there any other thing? Okay, no. So I was just giving that my study permit and that was it. I still held on to that paper, the paper that I got from declaration. That's what you use to check in your luggages, check-in or declare, rather, like whatever word it is. But when you get your luggages and you're ready to go, you give it to them, they confirm, and then they leave. But before I came, right, I was told that they search bags. I mean, when I heard search bags, I was like, I mean, they already have a scanner, like something to scan through your luggages or whatever. But they're like, some people search bags to make sure that whatever you say that you declared is what you have in your bag, so that you don't have something else that you didn't declare. And please, when declaring, make sure that every single thing you have, just be truthful, be honest, because you don't know if it will be you that they want to use and set example. Okay, so that's basically it for my whole process going from Nigeria to Canada. I stopped at Toronto because my school is in Kitchener and it's just a 2-hour drive. I think 2 hours thereabout, but it's just a drive to my school, so I didn't need any extra connecting flight to any other province in Canada. Mine is Ontario, so I'm still in the province. So that's basically it for that. So if you have any questions, or if you have like anything I said at all that you didn't understand, you guys should let me know in the comment section. So I hope this is okay for you guys. For you guys that are preparing to come into Canada, I wish you guys the best of luck. I wish you guys the best and the best and the best of luck. I pray that my story will be your story. I pray that my story will be anybody's story, because you don't want to be there, you don't want to be in the hot seat. So for those of you that are still thinking of applying, I'll just tell you, apply. If you're scared, oh, I don't think Canada is gonna accept my visa, apply. You don't have to hold yourself back, just do it, okay? Because when you do it with faith, you actually get it, and before you know it, you're in my position, you're where I am, and just make the best use of your time. So that's what it's going to be for you guys. So something I've not said in a long time, if you know and you know that this is your first time coming to my channel, please, not before please, thank you very much for coming, thank you very much for finding me, and please do subscribe. Like, it's not hard. Just click the subscription button there, give it a thumbs up, just like this video. You can share if you want to. You can comment your thoughts on anything. You can leave any comments. I answer everybody. Like, I answer everybody on my comment section here. So for my returning subscribers, you guys are the best. Like, you guys know what's up. Like, for those of you that get that the notification is on, like, not just the people that when you subscribe they don't turn on the notification. There are people that they actually get notified when they see my videos and they run to it. You guys are the real deal. So thank you very much for coming on to this video, and thank you. That's basically it. So I'll see you guys. Remember, I'll be posting the part B, or not really part B, but more like the visa application process. So see you guys in my other video. You guys have a good day. Bye.